What's going on, my six YouTubers? Welcome back to YouTube 365. My name is Freak, and this is your channel, guys. Today, I'll be talking to you guys about the conflict in the Ukraine, and I'm gonna be focusing only in this conflict, 2022. I'm not gonna be focusing on the history. I'm not gonna be focusing on their past. I'm not gonna be focusing on other things. Just 2022. What did happen in 2022? And what did happen in 2022 is that Russia decided to, I won't call it invade or took over because they haven't yet, as March the 2nd, 2022. But they decided to bomb pretty much Ukraine, send a couple missiles, saying to tell serious shit like bomb buildings, bomb military installations. Cause some damage. And let me tell you something. They did a trick on them. They really did a trick on them. I haven't seen that much tension and devastation between countries in the over there in a long time. In a long time. Anyway, so what I think about the matter at hand, I think that the people of Ukraine are very resilient. I think that the people of Ukraine have plenty of courage in them. Some of them have given their life, by laying down in front of vehicles. Driving their vehicles to tanks. Subsequently, some tanks have driven over. I just want to say this, guys. The people of Ukraine weren't easily tamed. They did a trick. They did pull together. They did. Right now, as I saw the news yesterday, there's a man from Texas. There's a man from Texas in the Ukraine saying, "Hey, I'm here, and I want to fight these people. I want to fight some Russians." I'm like, okay. God bless him. I'll be praying for you. But this is what I have to say, guys. Okay, we have to support the Ukraine in this situation. We need to make sure that at least they have a fair chance to fight this. Okay, at least to give him a first shot. Now it comes to the second point of this video: the Second Amendment right. Okay, I am an avid advocate of the Second Amendment. Okay, and when I say avid, I mean that I support the Second Amendment right. I do own weapons. I have my carry and conceal permit from different states. I do go to the range, 4 or 5 times a year. I go practice, for like an hour or two every time that I go. I practice with all my weapons. I make sure that all my weapons are serviceable. Because you never know when you or when anybody is gonna be on the brink of death by a criminal with a gun. And at that point, after you call 911 and they tell you they're en route, and you say ETA and they tell you 25 minutes, because not every single city, county, state police department patrols are nearby your house. I live in Tucson, Arizona. And the average response time for police officers into the out cities, not to the city, inside the city where all the cops are down there in the city downtown, but to the out cities, is 20 minutes. And when you have a deranged man with a weapon, when you have a crazy criminal inside your house threatening your family, threatening your life, or shooting at you, you don't have 20 minutes. So, I am in favor or backgrounds on everybody who gets a weapon. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with if you buy any type of weapon or any type of ammo, do a background check. I don't care. You waste your money. Go waste your money. Waste my money because it's my taxpayer money. But this is what I'm saying, guys. Okay, This is what I want you guys to get on board. Okay, I'm not a favor. I'm not in favor of banning AR-15s. I am not in favor of the government telling me that I cannot not own a magazine that holds 30 bullets or 60 bullets. If the government wants to tell me, hey, you can only own a pistol and 6 rounds in your or 4 rounds on your weapon, and you cannot have one bullet on your chamber of your pistol or your rifle or your anything, that's when it becomes an issue. Because let me tell you something. I look at the people of Ukraine. They weren't expecting Russia to invade. They weren't expecting to wake up one morning to sirens of a missile coming to their towns and blowing up buildings. They weren't expecting that at all. But one day, listen to these guys. But one day, the unthinkable happened. And now the government is telling them, well, we know we know you don't have any weapons, but now we're gonna give you some rifles for you to defend our country. How that? I mean, I'm not saying that that it's a science to shoot a rifle, to shoot a weapon. But at the same time, I'm gonna tell you, it is a science to shoot a weapon. If you have a malfunction, it is a science to clear your weapon, to get your weapon back to. And if you are defending your country, might as well. You better be. You better be. Guys, just look at the size of the United States of America. Just look at the size. Let's say that an enemy, like, I mean, I don't even want to think about it, because I've been to war. I know what deployment is. I know what the enemy looks like. I know what explosions, rounds fired at you, IEDs. I know what those things looks like. I know how they sound. I know how they feel when they goes boom. This is what I'm saying to you guys. This is what I know what a mortar round sounds and feels, looks like when these mortar rounds are being shot at you from the enemy, with the intention to eliminate you. Let me tell you something, my friend. There's a reason why we had the Second Amendment. I hope that we continue to protect that God-given right, a right given to us and amplified and honed by our founding fathers. All I'm gonna say to you is this, guys. Is this. We're living in some tough times. I don't think that the government, as of right now, is doing enough to limit criminals. I don't think the government is doing enough right now to limit drug trafficking. I don't think that the government is doing enough right now to prevent sex trafficking in the United States. Guys, these are serious things that most of the regular Americans living in hippity yappity doo, access control don't see, don't hear, because it's not being fed by their social networks. But when they find themselves in a position where, oh, your son went party and now it's missing, or your daughter went party for her, let me say, I don't want to say just high school, that's cliche. Your daughter went party after leaving her job, whatever, on a Saturday night with her friends, and now we're not able to find her. And we start thinking about, oh, where's she at? And 3 days goes by, you don't get a call. And 2 weeks later, somebody call you and ask you for ransom. Oh, by the way, now your family member is, you know what I mean? Mexican. I mean, you know what I mean? And you ask the government authorities, and they come back at you like, no, we cannot help you. Are you sure she's missing? Are you sure she went over there by herself? On her wheel? I'm telling you, man. I go. You seen that Sicario movie? Yeah. Anyway, let's protect our Second Amendment right, because we never know. We never know when the enemy will be knocking down on our doorsteps. We haven't seen it. We haven't seen it since Pearl Harbor, where they dare to when they actually dare to come to to American soil. And, we haven't seen it. But all I'm